Support WrestleTalk!
Like us on Facebook.
Hello and welcome to the WrestleTalk News. I am Luke Owen and I'll be replying to as many comments as I can in the first 15 minutes of this video going live, so feel free to ask me anything. Last week saw the shock result that no one expected. Brock Lesnar retaining the Universal Championship over Roman Reigns at WrestleMania 34. It had been widely reported leading up to the event that Lesnar's contract was expiring on the day of the show, and he would be heading back to UFC. Dana White even confirmed this story a few days prior to Mania, and it had been long reported that the plan for WrestleMania was for Reigns to win the championship and finally be coronated as the guy. It has since been revealed that Lesnar has signed a new deal with WWE, but there is a question mark hanging over the length of that contract. While several sites reported it was short-term, Fightful conversely reported that it was a multi-year deal that would allow him to wrestle for WWE and fight in UFC. His first fight back being between the winner of Daniel Cormier and Stipe Miocic. Lesnar's WWE contract had options that would have expired in August, but McMahon really wanted him to stay as he views him and Ronda Rousey as his two biggest attractions. While it was reported that Lesnar's new terms and contract hadn't been agreed upon until the day of WrestleMania, Dave Meltzer is claiming Lesnar and Vince McMahon came to a verbal agreement on the Raw before Mania. It was on that show that the finish of the main event of WrestleMania 34 was changed, but only Lesnar, McMahon, Heyman, and a few other key people were told. Meltzer reports that Reigns wasn't told until the day of the event, and the rest of the locker room and staff didn't know until Lesnar pinned Roman. Michael Hayes, who laid out the match with Reigns, Lesnar, and Heyman, also reportedly didn't know. Meltzer adds that the reason WWE haven't revealed the length of the contract is because it would make it easy for fans to pinpoint when he'll drop the Universal Championship, although he does add that it could be until SummerSlam. It's been reported that Lesnar has been given a huge pay rise with his new deal, and unlike other WWE wrestlers who talk contract details with Triple H, Lesnar and Heyman only dealt with Vince on the terms. Meltzer reports that the reason WWE wanted to sign Brock to a big money deal is because they see him as one of their biggest draws. Until Rousey signed, Lesnar was generally considered with John Cena as one of WWE's two biggest stars, particularly mainstream. WWE doesn't want the appearance that one of its biggest stars left for UFC, even if they got Rousey, who was a bigger mainstream name than Lesnar and gets them far more attention. While some sites are reporting that Lesnar's deal is short-term and others say it's for multiple years, PW streams say it's somewhere in the middle. Lesnar's deal is not a fixed contract. He'll be paid per appearance when WWE need him. The same deal has also been set in place by the UFC, which therefore keeps all three parties happy. If Brock is indeed heading back to UFC, Meltzer adds that he can't do anything for a while as he needs to re-enter the USADA drug testing pool, and he needs to be in that for 6 months. The other big story coming out of WrestleMania was the reported backstage fight between Vince McMahon and Brock Lesnar. Ryan Satin of Pro Wrestling Sheet was the first to break the story that said Lesnar walked into gorilla position backstage and he threw the Universal Championship at McMahon, and the two got into a heated verbal altercation. Wade Keller of Pro Wrestling Torch added that he had heard from his sources that McMahon was either unhappy with the amount of blood drew hard way in the match or the reportedly unplanned spot where Lesnar threw Reigns over the German announcer's table, which they weren't ready for. Dave Meltzer also added that when Lesnar threw the belt at Vince, Shane McMahon stood up as if he wanted to get into a fight with Brock. When this story was first reported last week, there was some skepticism from several news outlets, as the people who told them the story had also been worked by Vince and Brock on the finish of WrestleMania 34, and they believed this could be McMahon and Lesnar trying to work them again. Brad Shepard of BodySlam.net has since noted the incident was either a complete work designed to manipulate pro wrestling news sites who they knew the news would leak to, or it was severely overhyped. It was hard to know with certainty either way because Vince McMahon was keeping the entire situation kayfabed from WWE superstars and employees. Meltzer adds in the Wrestling Observer newsletter that this could very well be a work, saying, "The story being told is Vince was not aware nor expecting it, and obviously Shane McMahon wasn't. Shane was furious at what he perceived as an attempt to intimidate his father and did go after them, but they were already gone and there was no confrontation." Meltzer adds, "There is a romantic thing about working everyone that some have with wrestling. The reality, and this case is no different, it builds a lack of trust among key employees and the belief that everything said isn't believed and questioned, which is not a good thing in a business where paranoia runs deep. You only have to look at the last few years of WCW to see the long term of this direction." It was a sad day for everyone yesterday following the disastrous news that John Cena and Nikki Bella have split up. Check out Ollie Davis's episode of WrestleTalk News by clicking the image to the left, and check out the smaller video above that one for more awesome wrestling content.